Jeremiah, is this a week where you don't talk to Jadon at all, or is this a week where you guys are talking some smack?
No, we talked after the game. He said, congratulations on your senior night. And we drew the line in the dirt right then and there after the conversation.
You and he and Cachet all sort of grew up together, close friends?
Yeah. I've been playing with Jadon since I was 14. Cachet been playing with Jadon since he was around 8. So, I mean, we have a close connection there.
Did Cachet's dad, being a bit of a coach, did he kind of coach the three of you at all?
Well, he coached Jadon and Cachet together. I played for the rival Pop Warner team, and going in high school, me and Jadon played together, and we played against Cachet. So, yeah.
So it's a long rivalry in that sense.
Yeah, there's a rivalry somewhere in there, but the fact that me and Cachet actually play together and Jadon played for the other school, it's a house divided.
Growing up, did the three of you all think you would be playing in college together?
Well, me and Jadon, we actually thought we were going to play in college together. But things got switched up, and, I fell in love here, he fell in love there. So, that was the story, and that was that.
Jeremiah, can you give us your best Alex Grinch story when he came here, just when you knew it was going to be different, when you knew it was going to be different?
Probably when he snapped on us after a spring practice. He was so adamant about, getting things right. I mean, he didn't want us to, fall back into our old ways. And, the fact that he, snapped on us and, he expected the most out of us showed us that he really cared. And he was here to make a change. And, for the seniors, we really loved to see that because we understood that that was our last shot. So when, he snapped on us and he said, it's going to be this way and, we need you guys to fall in line. After that moment, we all bought in.
What did you think about having a new coordinator for your senior season? Were you kind of like, oh my gosh, this could be really bad, but it ended up being really pretty good?
I mean, Coach Grinch, he had a plan, he had a blueprint, and when we followed it and everything fell in line. After that, it just became easy for us to grasp, and this is the outcome so far.
Jeremiah, what is an Apple Cup week? What does that mean to you this week right now?
It's real personal. It's real personal. I mean, the fact that we can take this as another game, preparing for the game, is big, but it is very personal. They have something that we want. They have the Apple Cup, and we want to bring that back to our fans, and we have to make sure we execute all our X's and O's.
Is the environment different around the Apple Cup game? What's your experience with this whole festivity that is this rivalry?
Well, Coach Grinch is doing a good job of focusing us. We have to go out and execute. Nothing has changed. Gap lever, check down, rally. And, we have to make sure that we carry out our duties and pay attention to details. There's little things that is going to get us winning this game.
Do you notice that maybe the intensity level, does that ever increase? Is this one of those, crazy physical games?
I'm not sure. I mean, I have to understand, and it took me a while to understand the rivalry, the Apple Cup and the Washington State. It took me a year to understand it, but once I understood what was going on, and the people over there, they don't like the Washington State Cougars, so it's a rivalry that is really big, and it's going to be a very physical game from a defensive standpoint.
And I know you guys are very big in faceless opponents, and one game at a time, but how much does it irk you in this rivalry game that last couple of times they've had your number?
That's the past. One thing, like I said before, gap lever, check down, rally. I mean, that's from a defensive standpoint, gap lever, check down, that's not going to change.
This is also your last Apple Cup. I mean, you don't want to end it on a loss, right? What's your mentality going into the last one here?
Just doing the same thing that we've been doing for the past 3 weeks and over the season. But one thing that Coach Grinch says is those who win in November are remembered. And it just so happened that our rivalry game is in November. So, we have to make sure we win this fourth quarter.
How do you feel about the color purple?
What's that?
So you said it took you a year to recognize what this rivalry was about. What do you think, do you remember what made you realize how big of a deal it was?
Well, after the game, my freshman year, we won I went down to went over to Seattle to hang out with Jadon for a break, and you know, I was wearing my Washington State gear, and you know, they didn't acknowledge me. They had looked down upon, you know, Washington State. They called us the little brother school. So I mean, it kind of offended me. After that, I realized that we had a lot of work to do to gain that respect, and you know, we have to make sure we go out and take what we want.
But was it all in good fun? I mean, or do you actually take it kind of personal?
I take it personal. I mean, you know, it was a time where, you know, they made fun of. They said there's nothing over in Pullman. There's nothing but wheat fields and nothing but this, nothing but that. And you know, I take this Cougar Pride thing serious. And I mean, you know, this is home. Washington State is home, and I want to make sure that we go out with a bang, and you know, we bring the Apple Cup back.
I don't know, when Coach came here, you talked about developing that mental toughness, always expecting something to be positive, not the opposite to that. And this team seems to kind of embody that, kind of expecting good things to happen. Well, why do you think it's clicked with this particular team this year?
Bought in. I mean, there's no other term for it. We bought in. We believe everything the coaches are telling us, and you know, they did a good job of saying, you know, our way wasn't working. We seen our way wasn't working. So I mean, you know, the senior class made sure that the entire team bought in, and the entire team made sure that they, you know, allowed us to, you know, accomplish some of the goals we set out to accomplish. So that's the thing. We bought in.
Any questions on the line for Jeremiah Allison?
Hey, Jeremiah, Buffalo with the Seattle Times. Is there a memory from Apple Cups in the past that stands out to you? Like, what would you say is your favorite moment from the Apple Cups that you've been in?
Well, of course, the first one we won, that was the highlight of the Apple Cup so far. That was a wonderful experience. And also the year after, when we went down to Seattle, seeing President Floyd on the sideline freezing, that was also a memorable moment, because I remember after the game, he was like, man, my bones were frozen. So I mean, you know, just to see him on the sideline with us was also good. We're gonna take him with us this weekend in spirit, and we're gonna use that as a little more extra motivation.
I know you talked a little bit about your relationship with President Floyd on Saturday, but I guess tell us a little bit more about that. Like, when did you first meet him, and how did he really try to impart some of these values to you that you mentioned?
Well, you know, President Floyd, he was a people's person. His door was always open to everyone. And the fact that I was able to take advantage of it and, you know, swing by his office whenever to go talk to him really played a part in, you know, my growth here at Washington State. And he was just like a mentor to me. Like, he told me, you know, he stayed on me as far as, you know, grades, and, you know, he made sure that I didn't get sidetracked. I kept my eyes on the big picture.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the line for Jeremiah? And maybe one more in the room?
Jeremiah, what do you know about the UW offense, especially with their freshman quarterback?
Well, you know, the freshman quarterback, he's a remarkable player. He came from Folsom. When I went down there for summer break this year, I actually got a chance to, you know, watch him play. You know, he was just coming in. He came in early, so I got a chance to, you know, watch him play. When Jadon went out to practice, caught a couple balls from him. He got a good arm on him. But as far as the scheme goes, you know, they're going to come out ready to play, and they're going to try to do everything to get us out of our comfort zone. So we got to make sure we pay attention to details, and, you know, it goes back down to those 3 words: gap, leverage, check down, rally.
As you've seen the buy-in kind of be rewarded this year with the on-field results, have you seen the buy-in increase in other aspects of the program, the kind of academic support stuff?
Oh, most definitely. Like I've always been saying is, you know, the buy-in allow us to operate on all cylinders, whether it's in the classroom, in the community, everywhere on the field. It just allowed us to be great people all around and accomplish everything we set out to accomplish.
How many times have you gone over to visit Jadon?
I've been out to visit Jadon maybe in the 4 years, 4 times? 4 times, yeah, 4. Yeah, but it's usually an extensive stay, like a week or so.
And then last one.
Jeremiah, is this team confident in whoever shows up at quarterback on Friday, or with Peyton Bender specifically?
They both, like I said in summer, they both were number ones on the depth chart. So whoever shows up is going to be ready to play.
Sure,
One more
for you
last
guys,
one.
does that change anything for you guys?
It doesn't change anything for us. We're still on track to do everything we set out to accomplish. And as far as from a defensive standpoint, we got to go out and do the 3 words I say: calculate, check down, rally.
Thanks, Jeremiah.
Thanks,